On this life flight, sub-zero temperatures call for cool heads.
One blade has not shed its ice.
A hunter is faced with a hard decision.
It was sort of a matter of do we run or do we stay, or, you know, he definitely wasn't moving.
And the search for a missing boatie.
White dot on your nose, Harry. Copy that, Harry. They've got a potential target.
When emergencies strike, time, distance, and the men and women of life flight can be the difference between life and death. This is Life Flight. Life Flight's J32 Jetstream is a specially modified aircraft designed to help the sick and injured all over New Zealand receive the specialist treatment they need.
I'm just doing visual inspection of the aeroplane before we go flying it. No oil leaks and no damage to the aircraft anywhere.
Captain Ian Puri is prepping the plane for their next mission to Auckland.
Nothing's come loose. It all looks good. Okay.
A young baby has been admitted to hospital with a life-threatening respiratory infection and is now being flown to another hospital. In charge of his care is flight nurse Celia Hulbert.
Babies of themselves are tricky because they're only tiny and you don't have a lot of leeway for doing things to them. My first worry for him is that we keep the oxygen levels in his blood up.
Positive rate. Gear up.
The team includes First Officer Sid Elwell and crewman Steve Reeve, who will assist Celia with any difficulties they might encounter.
We are trained to deal with emergencies from babies right through to adults, and it's a case of knowing your equipment, knowing what you need, making sure you've got it before you take off. We always say make it safe on the ground so you don't have to do it in the air.
One blade has not shed its ice. Just give the wing and tail another burn, 5 seconds each.
Up in the cockpit, Ian and Sid have discovered a problem.
We might need to talk to the staff about the altitude for this child.
Sub-zero temperatures are causing ice to form on the propeller blades, forcing the plane to change altitude for the return journey to avoid the icy cloud layer.
If we come back at our normal sea level cabin, we'll be in quite a severe ice layer, so they're just wondering if it's appropriate to come back at 18.
Yeah, can you ask the pilot what cabin pressure that'll give us?
The plane can be pressurized to sea level, helping the baby to breathe easier. But above 13,000 feet, the cabin pressure begins to drop.
We'll be above sea level, which means the oxygen available is less. So therefore, I will have to watch the baby that much more closely.
Celia is flying her 499th mission and has experienced some challenging conditions on a variety of planes, flown by multiple airline operators.
We were flying into a thunderstorm and trying to get round it. Unfortunately, the lightning got us first. It hit the front of the plane, quite a big bang, and then there was a huge sort of sheet of flame went straight down outside of the plane.
The pilots were confident it was safe to continue, but a shocking sight greeted them when they landed.
The electric current had gone right through the plane, and it blew out quite a fist-sized chunk of the tail.
Every flight decision is balanced with the needs of the patient. The higher altitude means Celia will have to keep a close eye on her newest charge.
All right, let's get that GPS.
At the Life Flight base, the highly skilled team stand ready to act 24/7 to a range of missions that can test their flight and medical skills to the limit.
Everyone secure in the back?
Set secure.
Capital 01's ready to lift. Vacate to the east. Thanks for on-board priority.
Today they're flying to a deer hunter who is injured and unable to move on an inaccessible mountain range.
It's 40 minutes by quad bike to where the patient is off the end of the road, so to get the road ambulance up there. It's going to take a long time. We'll get the search and rescue up there.
Crewman Logan Taylor, intensive care paramedic Nigel Stevens and pilot Dean Herrick are tasked with the time-critical rescue mission.
And what's this? Is this GPS location a house?
Yeah, this is a house where one of the hunting party have walked out to raise the alarm. So we're going to go there, have a chat to the informant who knows where the patient is, but he can't describe it accurately to the ambo guys. Oh, the one down to our right at 1 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, somebody out there waving too.
Got a guy standing in the paddock there.
Winding out, yep.
The workers in camo as well, I just wouldn't see him. Best hunting gear, is
So.
The injured deer hunter's friend trekked out of the bush to raise the alarm.
Hamish.
Hey, Mish, how's it going?
Good.
So where's this guy at?
The track goes up, it goes through a dip and then out and then another dip as well.
Okay.
Is there room on there for me?
Yeah, we'll just have a quick chat to the pilot.
Yeah, because
Hamish has put his hand up to try and find the injured hunter, who's wearing camouflage gear and hidden amongst heavy bush.
He knows where it is. He can come for a fly with us, he said. He doesn't mind walking out if need be, but...
Alright, throw him in the back.
So Hamish, if you just get your bearings, mate, look around you.
So there's a track on the left-hand side there going to the top. So if I look straight out the window now, he's straight over there.
Alright, so he's just down the other side, is he?
Yeah, right there.
Is there an area to land down there?
No, there's not. You might have to land on the top here.
Oh, somebody on... Oh, not much land on there.
The landing site is a narrow, exposed ridge with sheer drops on either side. There's no room for error.
I need to find a place to land on the bridge there somewhere.
What about 1 o'clock?
Just over there a bit. Alright, can someone have a look out the door there and just see if we're how we're placing.
Pretty uneven ground.
Go around a bit, scoop it around a little bit more. What's underneath of us now?
The life flight team are on a search and rescue mission to save a man injured in a hunting accident, but landing on the isolated windy mountain ridge is proving challenging.
Yeah, no, the tussocks quite high, so put it down, and yep, skid down.
Alright?
Yeah, mate, it's looking pretty good there. It's quite deep, that tussock.
Scratch the paint, has it?
I think so, yeah.
And I just turned around and he was on the ground in pain. Couldn't move, really, didn't want to sit up.
Where'd he go? Okay.
Sorry about the inconvenience.
No inconvenience at all. I'm Nigel from Wellington for Ambulance.
Mike, how are you?
Mike, yeah.
The hunter was climbing down a steep, frost-covered slope when he slipped and heard a loud snap.
Okay, let's go. Ah! So at the moment, as far as your pain goes...
10, 11.
Mike was in severe pain, deep in the bush, and mate Hamish had to make a decision.
And I sort of stayed with him for maybe 30 minutes or so, just to keep him sort of, calm, I guess. And it was sort of a matter of, do we run or do we stay? Or, he definitely wasn't moving. So I wrapped him up as much as we could, left him to hike 45 minutes out.
So you've taken Nurofen, which is great.
Yep.
But if it's going to be very sore, then we also have the choice of putting a needle in your arm and giving you some narcotics.
Okay. I don't like needles, but we'll see how it goes, eh?
Mike is a senior corrections officer dealing with society's toughest criminals, but his fear of needles is going to make the rescue that much harder.
So this is like a beanbag, but we suck all the air out of it and it becomes rigid. Okay, if it becomes uncomfortable, just let me know. Right, Mike, the best way to get you out
Would be,
well, we have two options.
Carry me.
The ground's a bit unsteady, so we can winch you out.
Is there any other way?
Are you afraid of heights?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wish you'd told me that before I rang the helicopter.
Okay.
In Auckland, 8-week-old baby William is on oxygen after contracting bronchiolitis, a viral infection which causes blockages in the lungs.
He wasn't too happy because we'd woken him up, so he's got pretty good lungs, a good cry there.
Mum, Kate, has been through an ordeal that started with a cough and a visit to the doctor.
He stopped breathing, yeah, and then They decided they needed to tube him later on in that day, and he stopped breathing again. His eyes, he looked so scared, he couldn't get any air. One day I look back and see, yeah, how scary it was. At the moment, it's just probably put at the back of my mind until I get home, and yeah.
Oh, it's not fair, is it? Just want to make sure he stays all well covered. Okay, have you got him?
Yep.
Righto, thank you. Yeah, I know, darling.
Heavy ice warnings are forcing the plane to fly at a higher than optimum altitude, and Celia will be relying on monitoring equipment to ensure William's breathing remains regular.
Come on, pick up. Ah, there we go.
Because of the fact that we are going to be travelling at a greater height than normal, I've set the alarms so that if he does desaturate, I'm going to know about it pretty quickly.
Whereabouts is it, Sora?
Just it's under the heel and the ankle. That's where it.
Mike's fear of heights is making him reluctant to be winched off the mountain ridge, but moving him by stretcher over the steep ground is dangerous.
It puts us at risk, that's all.
Okay, well, it's going to put you guys at risk then, sweeties. Whatever you guys want to do, I'll just close my eyes and...
It's only going to be a short winch.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I'll be going up with you.
Okay.
Right.
So how do you get me in when I'm up there?
We'll take care of all that.
I could probably make it all the way up, eh, if I just get like that.
You've still got to walk along the ridge, though.
Yeah.
And then the helicopter's the helicopter's on a small area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's be a nasty one to get in from the helicopter into there.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'll be with you the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you won't be winched up alone.
Okay. And we won't show the bit of you crying like a baby. Oh, only for us, though, eh?
I need to ask again, as far as pain goes.
Yep.
Do you need some pain relief?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
All right, see you soon.
Careful, guys. Hey, cheers for that, eh? Really appreciate it.
So Mike has a lower leg injury. It could possibly be a very bad sprain, or he could have fractured his lower leg, or he could have even done his Achilles. We've immobilised it. He's declined pain relief at this stage, but we'll winch him up and keep reassessing him on the way.
All right, you good for a go?
Hey, Pip.
Okay, guys, we're into it.
Comms from A1 Wellington.
A1 Wellington?
Right, just a sim rep. We've assessed the patient and choose location. We're going to winch him out now. 9, 8.
I've got to start getting gas coming through there.
Now you have the weight.
Hey, the winch.
Okay, the winch winching in. And going to boom in. And fully boomed in. Just going to bring on the door now.
Vibrations on the Westpac rescue chopper are playing havoc with Mike's injured foot, but his fear of needles is overwhelming.
Fentanyl, 100 bikes at 2 mils, expiry 8/14.
Nigel comes up with a needle-free solution, which turns the medication into a vapour. But it's not without its drawbacks.
G'day, Capital 01 out to the east there, on Century 2200. 5 on board to the hospital, thanks.
Strapped up and delivered safely in one piece to Wellington Hospital, the avid hunter has confronted one of his greatest fears.
Yeah, bit scary, but yeah.
But the ordeal isn't over for Mike.
So how long have you had this fear of needles?
Forever.
Forever?
Forever.
Okay.
Don't like needles, eh?
You know you may get one yet.
Back at base, the team are responding to an urgent emergency call.
So we're heading to a report of a person in the water. That's all I've got at this stage. Coming as a near drowning, so hopefully the crew's got some more information for me.
Apparently the guy's in the water now, so we're gearing up for a wet winch and are on the way.
Intensive care paramedic Dave Chittenden is preparing for the possibility he will be winched into the sea.
Set to go.
Finding the fisherman is the first priority for Dave. pilot Harry Stevenson and crewman Julian Byrne.
Column 01 Wellington.
Go ahead, Air1 Wellington.
Airborne will be there in 90 seconds. Okay, we've got police down there.
Roger.
Okay, it must be around.
Sorry, just letting you know.
Struggling to keep afloat is exhausting, and the first few minutes of any sea rescue are vital.
Target, mate, and do a 180 Harry.
There you go. Eyes on something.
Yellow target apparently, Harry. Keep going round. Skip's seen him, he's off comms. I can see a sunken boat, actually. Skip's coming around on your side now, mate.
Yeah, that's the same target that I had.
Okay.
It's submerged, Harry.
Wonder if the police know about that.
Police launch, Westpac Rescue, Westpac Rescue, Westpac Rescue, channel 16. How do you read it?
Good. We're trying to point to that.
We're trying to get hold of the police.
That sunken boat for them.
Roger, will do. Yeah, channel 16 on the marine radio. If you can get a hold of them and tell them to monitor 16.
You can roll off.
Ah! Ooh!
That hurt? Sorry.
Yep, that's your fault. Not your fault.
Get comfortable now. You want your heel probably hanging off the end, don't you?
Yep.
In hospital, Mike is having a second set of x-rays after the initial scans failed to show any breaks.
I've never had a broken bone in my life, so I don't want to stunt now. No, I've had a couple of x-rays, but it's never turned out to be broken. Yeah. Solid bones.
Wife Leanne usually joins Mike on the hunt, but the passionate huntress has travelled to hospital to be with her wounded man, and staff nurse Craig Jekin has bad news.
The new x-rays show that you've got a break in one of the bones in your ankle,
okay.
But it will definitely need to be put into a cast. There might need to be a need for surgery.
Really? God, this has gone downhill really quick.
Yeah, they got it now.
Back on Wellington Harbour, the 3.5 metre submerged dinghy will need a specialist dive team to inspect it for signs of the missing fishermen.
Yeah guys, Steve, just so you're in the loop, we've sent our riverway to our base to uplift some divers who are going to come back and dive the hotspot area.
That was good work, Skippy. We put them onto that, they didn't know about it.
Yeah, nice work.
Okay, we'll leave them with that. Let's do a little coastline.
Anytime you do searches, particularly over water, they're quite difficult. Even on a day like this when the conditions are perfect and you can see under the surface of the water. Pretty difficult to try and spot everything, so we shall continue until they call the search off.
Target at 2 o'clock, white dot on your nose, Harry.
Yeah,
that's a buoy.
Mooring or something?
Yeah, it's an end.
Hello, London, we have a potential target about 100 metres ahead of you, over.
Copy that, Harry, they've got a potential target.
Whereabouts?
100 metres dead ahead of Lady this 4.
Yeah, roger, target 2 o'clock, about 15 metres, 3 o'clock now.
Seal.
Yeah, looks...
Lady, those 4 from Westpac, it's a seal in the water there.
Yeah, got it, Westpac, thank you.
Good spotting though.
Every minute that goes by lessens the chances of searchers finding the fisherman alive, and the team have to entertain the possibility that he is drowned.
Alrighty, here come the divers. Let's have a look around that point before they get before it all gets disturbed.
The man's fishing buddy managed to swim ashore and raise the alarm. There were life jackets on board, but neither of them were wearing one.
Particularly when the light starts fading, it becomes harder for us to see with much sort of penetration into the sea. So the dive's got to have a better look.
We need to rescue one final task, and then you can stand down and return to base. Copy, over.
Roger, will.
That was fairly comprehensive.
Yeah.
It is a short journey back to base, but the experience will stay with the team.
It's just tough, you know. I mean, you know, there's probably somebody out there and somebody at home tonight's not going to have a son coming home, and that's quite difficult. So hopefully the police dive squad are out there now will be able to retrieve this person.
The NDIS is going on, below -10, long cycle on the props.
Meanwhile, the air ambulance is carrying its precious cargo to Wellington, but there are concerns that below freezing temperatures may cause problems for the flight.
When you're flying, it makes a difference to the amount of oxygen that there is, so I need to make sure he's getting enough oxygen. having a bit of a wriggle here.
By altering course, the plane has avoided the worst of the weather and been able to keep a sea-level cabin, but it makes little difference to baby William.
Oh my goodness. What's there?
Visual and landing.
Safely back in Wellington, William is prepared for the final part of his journey to Hutt Hospital.
There's a baby in there. Look at him, look at his little foot.
The winding streets of Wellington are not to baby William's liking.
Just give us 5. Yeah? You give us 5? Not really.
I'd like to say thank you to Lifelight. Amazing service. Yeah, thank you.
William was in hospital overnight before returning home to his family. He's been the picture of health ever since.
Arms and elbows in.
Back at Wellington Hospital, Mike is getting his first plaster cast at 37. Avid huntress wife Leanne would have done things differently.
I would have got the stag and gone home.
Oh, what happened to the stag?
Oh, no, we didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't get it?
No.
He failed to return home with the stag and ended up with a bruised ego to boot. Mike will be out of action for at least 10 weeks, and he's soon on his way with instructions to take it easy.
Yeah, that'll take a bit of getting used to, eh? I don't think I'll be up in the hills hunting on these things, that's for sure. Where's my chopper? Where's my chopper?
That evening, divers discovered the fisherman's body on the seabed near the shore. Senior police believe that if he'd been wearing a life jacket, his life could have been saved.